Hand grenade.
Don't you think it would have been quicker to throw the grenade out?
Maybe. I cannot remember the
Let me try to think. Okay, so we have a half-pound grenade or 450-pound kid.
All right.
I think he's confusing the stories like the box.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking that you said that, I'm like, I don't know. From Wisconsin, so I've been up there several times, and I put my feet into the Michigan Lake in May, and it was freezing.
Okay, let's call it Lake Michigan, okay? Not the Michigan Lake.
Oh, hey,
Let's call it
Michigan Lake. Well, I've only been here for like 24 years. I'm gonna crop you out. Alright, are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay, perfect clap. Welcome everybody to the Psst, Did You Hear That podcast with me, Imre, Mehesz, and
Flow Funny!
we welcome our new guest, Patrick Carson. Woo!
Hey.
I was really focusing on not saying Carlson, and I almost said Carson. So that was a good surprise that you're not Carson.
Thank you. I'm really not sure who I am, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I also, that's the funny part about your job, because I thought you were a lawyer this whole time, and I've known you for several years now.
Yeah.
That you were not a lawyer. So did you, were you born in Jacksonville?
No. I've been here. I moved here in 98. I'm from Michigan originally.
Oh, okay.
Grew up there and left, went to the Marine Corps, and then jobs. Slowly made my way south, and my wife's job brought us here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how do you like it? Because it is very different from Michigan.
It is very different from Michigan. I like being away from Michigan.
Oh,
no, I mean, no, actually, where I am from, I love my family. I love the area, but it is cold a lot, So I wanted to be in the South.
There is a lake called Michigan, right?
Yes, there
Lake.
is. Lake
And
Michigan.
it connects to Wisconsin on the left and Michigan on the right.
It depends on where you're standing.
Because my ex is from Wisconsin, so I've been up there several times, and I put my feet into the Michigan Lake in May, and it was freezing.
Okay, let's call it Lake Michigan, okay? Not the Michigan Lake.
Oh, hey,
Let's call it
Michigan
Come
Lake.
on, Imre.
Well, I've only been here for like 24 years.
Well, other lakes, are the name and then the lake,
Which one is the big lake? There is a big lake.
Lake Superior?
Superior, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
That's the big one.
Okay, the Lake Michigan
Lake Michigan is
is
the one.
huge.
It's pretty big, but
Yeah.
Lake Superior is even pretty bigger.
Oh, okay, all right, gotcha. So we do have lakes in Hungary, but you can always see the other side. To me, that's a lake.
That's a lake. That's typical.
Yeah.
That's typical. But these are just a little different. And,
Yeah, these are like seas.
Ponds.
Yeah. So these are like sea-sized lakes. Sea-sized lakes.
Yeah, almost. So, but yeah, so I've been down a long time. I made my way to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, then South Carolina, then Atlanta, and then down here.
Nice.
But,
So this is your favorite city out of all the cities?
no, not even close. No,
Not at all.
no, I have no problems with the area. The humidity sucks, but I was freezing to death on a mountaintop in Norway one time, and I told my buddy, I said, if I ever make it through this alive, I'm never going to complain about being hot again. So,
I totally understand that. I prefer the heat, but I do like our cold months because I can dress up normally instead of shorts and flip-flops.
yeah.
And I don't know, that's cool. I mean, that sounds like a long journey.
Well, I'm kind of old, so
Yeah.
I've had a lot of time.
We had a little time to travel. Yeah, so 98 was the first time I came to America. That was the first time. My brother lived up in Vermont. So we flew into Chicago, and he picked us up from there. And it was beautiful. It was like
Flew into Chicago, and he picked you up from Vermont. There are closer airports. You know that, right?
It was definitely Chicago, I think.
But you know where Vermont is?
Yeah,
It's way on the other side of
that's
Michigan Lake.
That's up north.
Oh my gosh, maybe my... Wait, you know what?
How about Boston?
Boston.
Oh, there we go.
Boston,
Boston,
not
Chicago.
BC,
Basically,
right? The alphabet.
Yeah.
No, wait a second. That doesn't sound right.
It
Because
does.
I was at the Boston airport. Yeah. Boston, MA.
Okay. Well, we
we're starting to see flaws in his story right now. The cover story is falling away quickly.
The cover story is falling apart. Yeah, so 98 I came here and then I went back because I wanted to finish my military service also in Hungary because we had a draft. We don't have them anymore, I think. So you had to serve for a certain amount of time. Mine was like less than a year or something. So it was not like a super long time, but it was, you had to serve the time. So I wanted to finish that because if you run away, you would become a deserter. You know what I mean? So I said, yeah, I wanted. There's different times back then in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that the United States has a voluntary service, but when we were in Norway, see, now Norway, they have the same thing. They have a 1-year obligation after high school, and they also get taught English. So we were over there doing an operation, and everyone likes to come out and talk to the Americans so they can practice their English and all that stuff. And we were talking about, military in the United States, even though it's voluntary, we all complain about it while we're there.
Right.
And so we were talking to the people about, how they felt about the obligation, the 1-year obligation. They said, well, it's just something they've always grown up with. So it's just what they do. And I said, well, this may sound weird, but we're actually here because we want to be. And it sounded weird because we did nothing but complain for the first hour we were talking. Because, we're in Norway. We're freezing to death. But it was beautiful. Gosh.
Yeah. Oh,
no, out of all the places I've been in the world, Norway is by far the most beautiful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's majestic. Yeah, serious.
No, you can't convince. You can't convince Flo.
Brazil.
No, I've never been. No, I said out of all the places I've been, didn't I say that?
Yeah.
I said I did. I've never been to Brazil.
I've never been to Brazil either. I wanted to go to Argentina.
No, Argentina.
I know Brazil and Argentina, they hate each other.
Yeah, no, there's no.
You're not pretty over there. You're not pretty. No.
Hey, you have a big butt. No, you have a big butt.
I think it's Butte.
Is that I don't know Spanish.
That's a terrain feature. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Well,
For ass.
No, terrain. No.
What do we
Like a hill, a mountain, or something. A butte is a part of a hill.
So it's big.
And since we were talking about the country actually saying what was more beautiful, Brazil's got a beautiful butte.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Big.
Learning English from Patrick. Wait, is that an English word?
No, well, probably not.
Oh,
No,
wait, is that a military?
no, it's not military. No, it's.
I was looking at Flo if she knows what's going on because she speaks English.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she seemed just as surprised as I was.
I don't know a butte. A big butte. I feel like maybe if they.
Butte, Montana. Right, Butte, Montana.
Don't look at me.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't.
Well, I figured that's the airport you flew into when your brother came.
Wait, Montana? I don't know where that is. Is that a state? That is a state.
Yeah, it is a state.
And that's M.O.
It's a big state. That's Missouri.
M.A.
No, that's Massachusetts.
No, that's Massachusetts, Boston, right?
MT.
There you go. You got to find
Empty, that doesn't even ring a bell. Are there comedy? I wonder if they do comedy.
Have you ever ever heard Gary Goldman do the story about the abbreviation?
You know how long it took him, the joke? 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Or something like that. One of the jokes he wrote took 15 years, and the abbreviation was like highly up there, like super long time.
Wow. See that? People don't respect comedy. These
No.
random people, they just come up to you and they're like, oh, yeah, so tell a joke.
Tell me a joke.
Yeah, when are you going to post all your stuff online? I'm like, it takes years to get stuff good. This is not a from day to tomorrow type stuff.
That's why they post, crowd work and things like that.
Right.
But talking about comedy, first of all, thanks for your service. I was just wanting to say.
And yours. I mean, well, not as much because you served Hungary.
6 months? So. Excuse me? That was almost a year. I learned how to shoot and throw a grenade.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How many grenades did you throw?
None, because...
you learned how, but
I did learn how. So what happened was I tried to stay away from any kind of activities as possible, right? So I wanted to be a bad soldier like that I can't fight. So I had glasses, and that is considered a negative when they count your score.
Retardation.
Yes. So I used that excuse to stay away from.
I don't think you can say that anymore.
Sorry. Disability.
Flo is tired.
My brain's not working. Sorry.
Are you
get canceled?
Are you gay too?
Yes, probably.
Probably.
I must have.
It's a gay lazy eye.
That's a handy.
What else?
No. Anyway, so you tried to stay away from.
So I just tried to stay away from like crazy stuff, like throwing a grenade. And you guys know my joke when I throw the grenade.
No, I don't remember it.
The point is that joke was actually based on truth. So one of our troops, they were digging the dugout and they were throwing the grenades, and one guy dropped the grenade into the dugout where there was like 4 or 5 kids in there. You know, like a live grenade. So the trainer who was training them just jumped back in. That guy was, I will tell you in a second what kind of guy that was. So the guy jumped into the pit and threw the kids out of there, like 4 kids. And then he jumped out and the hand grenade.
Don't you think it would have been quicker to throw the grenade out?
Maybe. I cannot remember the
Let me try to think. Okay, so we have a half-pound grenade or 450-pound kids.
All right.
I think he's confusing the stories like the box.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking that you said that, I'm like, I don't know. Because, it was like 20 some years ago.
Well, probably what happened if
Maybe he threw the grenade out.
See, sometimes in a fighting hole, they'll dig a grenade sump, which is a smaller hole that if it comes in, you can kick it down into the hole.
Oh,
and it kind of will miss you when it blows up.
Oh.
So it's possible that it was stuck down in something like that, and he didn't have an option. But,
again, I wasn't there.
But that's not nearly as funny as what we were just talking about.
Yes. So anyway, this guy was like, he was an actual soldier. He was a mercenary. So they shipped him all over Europe where there was a war. So what I wanted to talk about the drafting, right? So in Europe, like when you get drafted, you're never going to see war, most likely, right? So we were drafted for a year. It was like, we learned like 3-4 months of basic training, like the normal stuff. And after that, we were just like hanging out. And that, we did some guards and stuff like that. Not me, because I have glasses. But so, and compared to America, when you volunteer, you are most likely going to see something. You know what I mean? Because the U.S. is always at war somewhere.
Do you always wear glasses?
No, this is the first time. I just got them today.
Yeah, as I say, you look different.
Of course I had glasses. I can't see without glasses. Are you kidding me?
But those glasses?
Yeah, exactly.
The black ones?
Yeah, exactly. I had these glasses for like 7, 8 years.
No, it's the beard.
It's the beard. I shaved the beard down.
Everything?
Yeah, no, the mustache. You saw me Saturday.
You look different.
Maybe it's because you're sober.
Maybe.
We'll leave it at that.
All right. But, Patrick isn't high, and I'm not high either.
That's right.
Can't speak English then. All right, so back to comedy. So when did you start comedy? Because I do remember you like from a long time ago.
Right. So I started, 11 years ago.
Wow. Okay, so
April was, I think it was April 2nd, was our graduation show at the Comedy Zone.
Okay.
And that was in 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
what made you want to start doing comedy?
It's like most of us, I've always been crazy, right? I mean, I always made jokes. I always wanted to make people laugh, and I always did that. Class clown, class funnies, that type of thing. So I always did that. But being up there between Michigan Lake and Huron Lake.
Moron Lake.
No, Lake
Michigan, Lake Huron.
Yeah.
So
I got it floated.
Have you been to the Lake of Moron?
Have you dipped your toes into the Lake of Moron?
No, my head. I think that was the problem.
That was probably it. Yeah. So you've been baptized too.
Yeah.
No, I tried to drown it.
That's another story. So, growing up there in the middle of nowhere, there was, I didn't think there was an avenue to become a stand-up comedian. I knew of stand-up comedians, Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor and those when I was growing up, but there were no comedy clubs or anything like that around. So I just didn't know. I just thought I was going to, and make people laugh by reacting to the situation. So I didn't think that was stand-up type thing. But it's the same idea. If you can make a joke that way, you can make a joke on paper and just write routines. But I didn't know that at the time. So I was actually in a networking group that met at the Ramada Inn once a week in the mornings, and I would go in and I'd it's a business networking group, but my goal was to make them laugh, right? And one of them said, "You're in the wrong place. You passed the Comedy Zone as you walked in. That's where you should be." Oh. And so I actually got online. See, I've been going to the Comedy Zone to watch shows, But I went online and it had the little information on the class, and I thought, wow, maybe there is an avenue. That was my revelation at that time. So I contacted him and joined the next upcoming class, and then that's where it all started. And my first show, actually, that I did an open mic, not the show, not the graduation show, but it was when Tracy was running a little open mic south of San Jose, down there almost to Julington Creek, place called Sunburst Studios. Okay. And they did music and comedy, whatever, that was my first time I'd ever been on stage besides practice at the Comedy Zone.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, so Tracy has been in the business for a long time also.
Yeah, longer.
I mean, I definitely remember, because what happened was around 2016, right after my divorce, or 2017, started hanging out with my friends, and we went to the Comedy Zone. So I actually saw a bunch of you at that time, like Spike, you, I think Joey, Moon. I saw all these people.
Right, yeah.
But I didn't at that time. I didn't even occur to me to start. I was always interested in starting stand-up, but it was not like I didn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know there was a way. And then I started the open mics, and I took a class. So the Comedy Zone class was there, but that was an 8-week class. And because I had my kids every second weekend, I could not go every weekend. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this other class, because they were shorter. That was that creative brains class. And it was, I think, maybe like a 4-week class, if I remember correctly. And you could skip weeks or whatever. Anyway, that was more convenient and I could do it. So that's why I took that class instead. But that meant I could never, back in the day, you could never perform at the Comedy Zone.
Right.
Unless you took the class. So for me, it was not even an option, or for us, at that time.
Well, that's one good thing about the change that we've been through in the last few years in the Comedy Zone. A lot of other people get chances to get onto to the stage.
It's a really nice opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's the only club we have. Like a big name club, that's the only one we have. We don't have an improv, we don't have a...
We do now, First Coast Comedy Club is improv.
Yeah.
Improv club.
No, but I meant that, the improv, like there was a brand, improv, just stand-up.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so you were technically, because you are riffing on stuff that people say, so you were originally doing crowd work, or you were cracking jokes?
No, that was just
you're a jokester now.
Right. That's just like when we're sitting around, that's where I always like to do that stuff. But
so you'd be good at improv.
You could have stuck with it because that's what's hot right now, right? All the kids are blowing up. Well, I call this improv, the riffing on the crowd.
Oh,
I call this improv. It's a one-person improv.
I love improv, and actually that's one thing that Fred actually encouraged you to do, is go out and do other things. I did the first improv class with Mad Cow.
Mad Cow, yeah, I've seen that.
I did levels there.
So the problem for me was, I live in Clay County, and the time of day it was in Arlington, I'd have to get done work early, go home, shower, and come all the way back across town to do it. I loved it. I mean, I loved it. I'll tell you what, it made me fearless. That's what improv does. They tried to teach you that, so what if this screws up? Guess what? We're going on to the next one. 5 seconds later, we're on to the next joke. And it was shortly after that, Billy Barnwell, y'all know Billy?
Yeah, of course.
Billy was doing a lot of different things, video and stuff like that, and he said, let's go to yard sales. We'll get a group of us, go to yard sales. We'll videotape it and just having fun going to yard sales. And so we bought Nerf guns and did some crazy stuff. Nothing wild, too outrageous, but we were walking around Riverside in the daytime, going to Starbucks and Einstein Bagels, carrying our Nerf guns, you know. And that's not something that I would have done before the improv,
right?
Because
or it's something you can do now.
Well, right, yeah. It's just, you know, that's kind of embarrassing, kind of silly to do that, you know. But that's what we did. And we did it so seriously, and we're just sitting down, having something to drink or eat. Just all the yuppies walking around, or hipsters now you call them, right? Yeah, I've been through it all, right? So walking around. And just noticing our Nerf guns, and we're just, pretending like they're not even there.
Yeah.
So it was fun though.
I mean, that's fun. So I did some silly stuff too. Like I've never really cared what other people think much. That's how I've been raised.
I could tell. I could tell by the way you dress.
I had to put this on because I'm wearing an unders anyway.
I'm glad you put pants on. They said
they can't see it. So
only for the podcast.
Only for the podcast, yeah. But I've been working from home since like 2020. So, yeah.
Also, there's an improv place further south now.
Another one?
Probably near you. Well, it's been there. She's just this lady who takes donations and puts it together. Further south, further than Mandarin. It's like
St. Augustine?
Now that's south.
Oh.
I guess near Mandarin, maybe. Oh, wait, no. You cross the bridge. When you cross the bridge down there, what is that?
Wellington Creek area?
Which bridge? We have 27 bridges.
All the way down by Mandarin. It's all the way down. It's a big, long bridge. You cross it.
It's Orange River. Orange Park.
Orange Park?
Orange Park. That's
yeah.
You don't know Orange.
I forgot.
It's like Mandarin? I'm like, Orange Park.
Well,
near you at all?
Yes, that's actually
near. You go to the improv there.
Where is
it? Do it on Saturdays.
Where?
Like once a month, I think, in some space. I'll send you the lady.
That's pretty specific, right?
No,
some space.
No, but because it's an interesting space. It's like it's nature-like, but it's like this big dome, like yoga thing.
I don't know if you're selling this very well. It's an interesting place.
Natural stuff.
Natural.
It's a natural thing.
It's in the Mandarin South Orange Park area,
Yeah.
And Doherty.
And Doherty. That you know what? I think I may have heard about that from some people who are not into comedy right now. They were talking about it.
Improv.
Yeah. So yeah, I might check that out, especially being close, just for practice.
Yeah, I did 2 classes. It's definitely not my thing. Like I need control.
Oh, see now, I don't think I would do improv a lot. I love the show, so Are you doing something?
I just
She's sniffing the mic. I'm like,
what you said it smelled earlier?
Nobody. You are the only one sniffing or talking into that mic.
Yeah.
Like nobody else uses that.
Well, anyway, Patrick.
Well, I don't know where we were. Oh, I was talking about the improv. I don't think I would do improv, but it gives you good practice to, think quickly on your feet.
Oh, yeah.
And again, like I said, just to make you numb to, bad jokes,
Right.
You don't have to worry about having a bomb. Right. Yeah. So like I said, you go on to the next one. We're moving on,
Yeah.
So.
So I did take improv classes, but imagine the same deadpan persona on stage doing improv. And sometimes it did get a laugh because of the deadpan who I was. I'm not this theater person, and sometimes that character whatever the character is just worked, because whatever.
Yeah, that's the one thing about it, that sometimes I don't have that energy in the beginning. That's why sometimes I'm like, in the very beginning, they have like the
warm-up.
Like they say your name and you have to point, like Imre, and like if you don't have that energy, they'll call you out on it. Like
sure.
You need more energy. You need more.
No,
energy.
it makes sense. I mean, that's what improv is.
Yeah, well,
energy.
I feel like I did improv in California a few times. I don't remember anyone ever like telling me more energy, like more energy. It was more like laid back, like just enjoy it. Be
Yeah.
yourself.
Be yourself, right? That's
Yeah.
exactly right. That's one thing I used to be told.
Right.
Get on stage and have more energy. I said, no, that's not me.
Yeah.
I could try to do that, and I would. I'd start off like that, and about 2 jokes in, I realize I'm right back to
Depressed.
that's me. I'm just quiet, and slow, and
It's good for stand-up,
Yeah.
quiet.
I'm more naturally deadpan, but I guess if I'm hosting, I just
I mean, you have to. When I host, like the comedies on open mic, I boost it up a little bit, but not much. But I'm definitely different from that persona to the stage persona that I'm doing the show.
all right.
energy a little bit more.
Yeah, you do try to get them going a little bit more like that, but that's just trying to get them hyped up, and not with my jokes.
Right.
They're not high energy.
Oh,
type jokes.
my jokes are definitely not hyper
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah.
Most of mine are not, but I guess I have some where I am.
But
I think my natural state is just deadpan and just sounding
Yeah.
depressed, like blah 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 blah.
But, you know,
But you know that.
or remember the December episode of the pod. It was just the two of us in December.
Oh,
It's the most depressing episode
okay.
there is.
I don't watch your podcast, so I wouldn't know.
You're not the only one who is not watching it.
I hope all 6 of your followers watch this one. This will be fun.
We are getting up there. We are hitting the 30s.
I think my child's going to watch this one. So you might be up to. So are you almost to 30, or are you over 30 now? That would be great.
I'm 46.
No, I'm talking about the followers. Followers. Do you have? Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, because I put it up on Spotify and YouTube, but that's the only 2 places I put it up. But if you search for it, we are on Apple, we are on other podcasts, so they pick it up. So I don't know how many listeners we actually have.
Did you? So have you probably talked about how you came up with the name of the podcast?
I have no idea.
In the very beginning, well, I don't know if we talked about it, but in the beginning, it was clear about what we were talking about, what's going on with the open mics.
Oh yeah, that's
Hear
right.
about did you hear about
Yeah.
what's going on at Patrick's house?
You see, I completely forgot about that.
Tell me. If it's exciting, I might go home now.
No, so what happened was we had an open mic and it just got canceled out of kind of nowhere. So everybody was speculating what happened, and that's how we came up with the idea to just talk about it. But after like 2 episodes, we're like kind of derailed. Like we just talk, like that was the whole thing. And
I love the idea. I've toyed with it myself. Spike and I were thinking about doing one a long time
maybe I
ago.
should.
But so the name I came up with, I thought would be perfect for us.
Name,
No, it doesn't. We can't use it because it's already used. But get off my lawn, because we're
good.
too old.
Yeah.
Too old, grumpy guys.
That's good.
Well, I'm not grumpy, you know that. I just
Spike is.
Spike's
Spike's.
extremely grumpy.
Well, I'm not going to say he'll say that himself. I mean, part of his act is him being.
No, we love Spike.
Yeah.
Grumpy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't give off grumpy vibes.
No.
So yeah, but so you are not retired yet, then? Are you still?
No.
Oh.
I'm a little retarded. Is that? Yeah.
No, because I'm like, you guys have all the time on your hands. Like I always picture retired people just like not doing anything.
Didn't Spike just retired?
Yeah, Spike just retired. So
retired.
no, I'm not. So that's why I'm not often there on Fridays because I'm working.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Fridays.
just got lucky.
Fridays.
Oh.
Huh?
All the comedians who are comedians in town get together on Friday. You didn't know?
Did you hear that?
Wow. Wow.
Oh, that was awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Patrick, thanks.
Oops.
Don't worry, this episode is not coming out for another couple of months, or like in June.
Yeah.
June.
We'll find a new place.
New comics, probably.
She's going to be trailing us, finding out where we're going.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Dude, what's on Fridays?
It's going to meet for lunch.
It's like lunch.
Yeah.
Wow. Which comedians go?
Okay, don't say names.
No.
It's comedian 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Sometimes.
Right.
And sometimes 7.
You're in that?
One rolls in. I won't mention his I won't mention his name.
I don't know if y'all are the cool comedians. Probably not, if I didn't know about it.
Okay.
That's probably, you're right. I just took the opportunity to say that.
There you go.
Right?
You're trying to promote.
That's why I'm here. I want to be with the good. I want to be
that
cool.
was
That's
perfect.
Yeah,
that's
that's
perfect.
probably going to be the highlight clip, right? For the reel.
I don't know. I might cut this piece out.
Yeah,
Wow, no, that should be the highlight.
Maybe.
that's funny.
That was hilarious.
Are they all like 45 and up?
Oh,
That's why I'm not invited?
that's
Pretty much it. Yeah.
pretty much.
It's the pickleball group.
Yeah, it wasn't my idea. I just got invited.
It wasn't my idea either,
either.
so just so you know.
So, right.
I'm not 45 yet, so.
That's true. That's going to be a long time. I actually turned 69 in January.
No, you're not.
That's
Yeah.
the best year of life,
That
they
is
say,
crazy.
69.
Oh, that's the
not-
sex position.
Oh, not this. No, not this January.
Oh.
No. 2034. But it's January. My birthday is January. So if I last that long, I'll turn 69 in January. So technically, I was correct.
Did you say 2034?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Do the math. So Patrick is teaching us mathematics.
That's
and
when I turned
English.
69. I said I turned 69 in January. Not this
You did,
January.
or you
No, I will
2034.
in 2034. It's a math thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're 59?
I am.
Nice.
Yes, she got it. You're invited next time.
Yes.
You're invited next time. Yeah. The math quiz you have to
Yeah.
solve.
We have to figure out how much to tip so you come in handy.
Sounds like a plan.
I have a feeling she's going to screw us over on the tip. Tell the waitress, I'll split this with you if I can get her to tip you 50%.
Yeah. Oh.
How long has that been going on?
I don't know. That was my first
I don't
time
know.
last week. So I don't.
Lies.
Gosh. I don't know. I can't. How long is it?
I
Can you
don't know.
blur out my face when you do this podcast?
I'm
so I
gonna
don't get
distort your voice, right? You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna distort your voice. You know, with those calls when women who were abused or something.
The-
Oh, right. Yeah.
Friday.
At least a couple months, I would think. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's stop talking about
It's
that.
it's not been going on that long.
Yeah, you never
But
invited us to
his-
Brazil.
Like he's gonna throw.
Oh, yes, you
You're
did.
always invited. I'm
Darn.
going for 2 months, so come on
Yeah.
over.
Oh no.
to Brazil.
Yeah.
When are you going?
June 10th.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going to Austin.
Oh, I'm gonna stay here. So yeah. So, what? So that's where you met your husband down in Brazil, or you go there because you met him there? So what got you going to Brazil in the first place?
Comedy.
Comedy? Yeah.
No,
If you can't do it in English, let's.
No, back then.
I lived there for 3 years back then.
Why did you go there?
Why is that?
I studied abroad.
Oh yeah.
Where?
I used to study broads all the time. It was.
What?
I got it. It was funny.
When I was in the military, I studied broads all the time.
Not anymore?
No.
No, he's not in the military.
I've got it all. I've got it all figured out now. I don't have to study anymore. I passed.
I do pass. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So Brazil, huh?
One of my when I was in high school, which was a long time ago, before you were born,
Which?
I graduated in '83. Is that what you're asking? Okay, so I was in high
That's
school.
when almost I was born.
Oh yeah. We had an exchange student from Brazil, Nani Peckman, great guy. It was so funny. We couldn't have Christmas parties. They weren't allowed at school, in high school, and just because they weren't letting us take the time off to do that.
Oh, okay.
So my chemistry teacher and physics teacher, Mr. Dulu, awesome guy. He's so funny. So many memories from his class. But he said, we can't have Christmas parties, but we're going to have a Christmas experiment, okay? And so we divvied out, what we were all bringing. Somebody was bringing hot dogs, and Ernie, or Nani, was supposed to bring buns. And he said, "What are buns?" I said, "Hot dog buns." He said, "What is hot dog bun?" He said, "You know, the bun that you put the hot dog on to eat." He said, "Oh, you mean bread for hot dog?" I said, "Yeah." So that was sort of, he just didn't know hot dog bun. That was just funny. It's so simple, but yeah, bread for hot dog. Yeah, he's like, "Gosh, we're idiots because we had to come up with another name for bread for hot dog." You know?
Yeah. That's. Oh, wait a second. So you don't use the word bun for anything else?
Well, he
But I know-
didn't know the name bun, the word bun. He knew bread for hot dog.
Yeah.
That's it.
You had to teach him the other buns.
I guess you're
I
right.
didn't
because
even talk
hamburger
about
buns,
those
hot dog
buns. I mean,
No?
it's a guy thing. We don't talk about each other's buns.
Yeah, so you guys make the hot dogs in America very differently. Like we call what you guys eat here in Hungary, we call it the Hungarian, the American hot dogs. Because in Europe, you have a pastry, like it's called kifli, doesn't matter. It's like a elongated shape. You dug out the hole inside and you put the hot dog into it. Yes, it's not like here when you cut it in half. It's inside the hole. So it's, yeah.
I think I like the way we do it. It's a lot easier. The same effect, but it's a whole lot easier.
Yes, a whole lot
How do
easier.
you bore that out inside?
Well, so they cut this in half, this elongated thing, and then they have spikes, heated spikes. So they shove this thing on the spike and they take it off, they put the hot dog in. And that's it.
What do you do with the extra bread from the hole?
Birds eat it. I don't know. We don't do anything with it.
You're saying it burns the hole through instead of cores it out?
It's not, it doesn't core it out. When you put put this
so
thing
it's
into
just-
it, it just squeezes it in there.
Gotcha.
Because it's very soft inside.
It's like pointy and it makes
Pointy.
its way open.
That's
It doesn't open, but yes, it's like this pan.
It just
It's
opens
just
it.
thicker.
Opens the hole.
A lot thicker, yes.
Creates a hole.
that sounds like something from a torture thing.
I'm pretty sure that's how we got it.
That's
We had-
probably, yeah.
We had hot dogs in the 1500s. Like, oh, you know what else we could do with this spike?
Let's practice. I mean, they're not letting us do this on people anymore. So
Yeah. Oh, they did. Oh, they did all that in Hungary. Oh my gosh, that. What is that called? When you?
Guillotine?
No, the guillotine is not. It's a French thing, but
which one?
when you, there is a special.
Impale?
word. Impale. Yeah.
Impale. Yeah. Impale.
What?
Impale. You don't know that?
Florida. Oh, I actually knew that word, but I forgot. Yeah. I mean, anyway. I mean, Europe was
Ale?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Europe was very different back then.
Yes.
We had-
So, talking about the hot dogs and the buns, in Brazil, they'll chop all the hot dogs into little, like, coins and cook it in, like, a spaghetti sauce, watery thing,
Uh-huh.
and then pour it on the bread. Hot dog.
Bread for a hot dog.
Bread for hot dog.
What are you talking about?
In Brazil. Because his friend was Brazilian.
Yeah.
Oh, so they don't even eat the hot dog like.
Now they have different ways, like, and they'll put all kinds of crazy stuff on there, like corn, peas, carrots, olives.
We eat
potato
hamburgers
chips.
like that in Hungary.
Oh, yeah.
They put all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Corn,
raisins.
not raisins. No.
Some real nasty shit, but
It tastes good.
no, it tastes good. But the real way that they like, one of the ways is they cook up. Yeah, you guys did hot dogs and beans when you were younger. Chop
Yeah.
up the hot dogs and mix it in beans.
When
and put
when we
ketchup.
were not poor,
Yeah.
That was my daily.
That's only the rich kids got to do
only
that.
the rich kids had hot dogs. You just ate butter and butter. No butter.
McDonald's.
Water and bread.
If I had a hot dog, I'd be cutting it up and putting it in my spaghetti sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, we did put it in spaghetti for sure. And
You did?
breakfast. So we eat eggs, we eat hot dogs. You slice the hot dogs in there. I just did that the other night.
I don't eat hot dogs. That's been like 15 years.
They're
It's been
delicious.
quite a while since I've had a hot dog.
They're so good. And I like bratwurst more. Like hot dog is
Oh, yeah.
really
You get more flavor from
Yeah.
the brats.
Yeah,
and
more
stuff.
pig ears.
Oh, you
more
know
pig
brats.
hooks
Yeah.
give the flavor. Pig ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of flavor in that.
They wash it. It's not like it's
I just heard on the radio today they were talking about remedies for hangovers, And so they were calling in, people were calling in and telling what the remedies for a hangover was. And one of them was to boil a pack of hot dogs and drink the water.
Oh,
Thought, that's,
I mean, to make you throw up and maybe.
maybe that's I mean, that would give me a hangover. God, just the thought of that.
Gross.
Yeah. That was on Gator Country. Steve and Eden. I mean, not, it was Amadeus and Eden. No, it used to be Steve. Too bad. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure they're not listening to this particular podcast.
Well, one of your 6 people might say, hey, they were talking about you on the radio. I mean, on the podcast.
Hey, that's how it spreads. We get comments. We get some weird comments from random people. Sometimes I send it to Flo. I'm like, hey, do you know this person? She's like, no, what is that? I'm like, I don't know.
It could be. Because Steve actually, Steve and Amadeus, used to go to Comedy Zone quite often.
Oh,
so
okay.
I've seen them there, and they're friends with some of the comedians and stuff. So they might end up here.
Yeah. I mean, you never know.
So just in case, miss you, Steve. Hope you can come back sometime.
We all miss you. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know this person, but he
Gator
seems like
Country.
he's very missed.
Yes, he is very
I mean, Gator Country is usually not the kind of podcast I'm going for. I am like an hour drive.
They're intelligent people, though. They have intelligent conversations.
Oh, I watched. What was the TV show? Swamp Hunters or whatever. When they were hunting alligators and they were selling. What was that? Swamp people.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right. Swamp people.
I watched that. I mean, it's crazy. I would not do that. Like,
No.
it's so dangerous to me. You know what I mean? I like gators. Like, I respect them. You know, I do kayaking and stuff. But I would not. First of all, I would not try to shoot them because you have like this much of a space you can shoot them at. And then put you in a boat.
Yeah.
And it's like, and some of them are still alive. And
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah. One of my friends is a gator hunter, but that's crazy dangerous stuff.
Does he eat them?
Yeah.
I did try gator bites at the restaurant that closed down, Fish Camp, Clark's Fish Camp.
Oh, Clark's, yeah.
They closed down?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Thing is, at one point after I turned 37 or 38, I stopped eating fried food because it just makes my stomach upset. I do eat it every now and then, but very rare I eat it.
Well, maybe that's the problem. If it was well done, it would be better than rare.
Yeah, maybe.
The only time I ever had gator, I had gator tail at Copeland's on Southside Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like they say, tastes like chicken type thing.
Yeah.
You know that. I
I mean,
mean,
the texture is more fish-like.
yeah, it is. Yeah, that gator, turtle, that stuff all tastes about the same.
That tribe of people died from eating those turtles.
Oh yeah, that was probably a slow death, right?
Could be.
Me and Patrick, we have something in common. We have, unless that was a made up thing when I was doing my joke about the Appalachian.
What about my family?
Well, yeah, you have family there?
Yeah, that's where my family is. My mom's family is from that area.
Yeah, we think that my people are really, they just have to be from there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's part of my new stuff. I tell you, I seriously went back to a family reunion 2 years ago, and the stuff I heard,
Yeah.
it's so great. So yeah, it is. No kidding, man. So I'm going back again.
Just record them.
Yeah.
Write it all down later.
Oh man, I can't believe I love my family, right? But I can't believe I'm from the same genes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Well,
Feel the same, Patrick.
yeah. Not as much as I thought because of the DNA test. It took those. And found out.
Wait a second. So that was a surprise for everybody?
It was for everyone.
Wow.
Wait, what?
That the guy I thought was my father was not my father.
I mean,
I forgot about that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought that was a made up.
No, that's all real. All this stuff.
You really didn't know? You really thought your dad was not your dad?
Right. Yeah. So,
What did your mom say?
oops.
I mean,
You haven't heard the routine. You've been there, right?
Did I forgot?
Yeah. What she said is, when I said, do you know a guy named Doug Fisher from Elma, Michigan? She said, no. I said, you have to think way back. Oh, she said, no. I said, think back 56 years and 10 months. And she said, no, I don't recall that name. I said, well, according to Ancestry and 23andMe DNA test, he's my father. And she said, oh, I don't know how that DNA stuff works.
Okay, that
I
is
do remember you telling me.
that is crazy, because I always say that these are just like a money grabbing opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
it's real, yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Well, since then, since I did that, see, I've been tracing my family roots, Ancestry.com, before the DNA stuff, right? And so I'd working on my family trees. And so half of the work I've been doing for 10 years is not my work. I mean, I did work for another family,
Yeah.
right? It's like when you take one of those tests, and fill it in the bubbles and you get one off, and then you get all that. Oh man, I screwed, the whole thing.
I mean, Patrick, that's the saddest story I ever heard.
But since then, so I'm into the ancestry stuff. And I'm actually working on becoming a certified genealogist right now. Okay, that's the truth.
Can you do me?
Yeah, sure. Just give me some information. So
Piece of your hair.
But the cool thing is, since I've done that, I've helped like 5 or 6 people find their parents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. People who didn't know who their dad was, or adopted people, find out who their parents were. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's investigative work,
Wes's kids.
It made you...
They know.
They know about that.
Yeah, they know.
The lady who almost drowned them, you might want to read.
Baptized them, okay? Almost baptized them. She just wasn't very good at that. She was thorough. But
Oh, God.
demons out! That's waterboarding.
Oh, that is... But that's crazy. I just can't...
Cool.
I
You
mean,
do that.
but it made you want to become a genealogist. That's crazy.
A little bit. Well,
I want other people to go through this.
Well, actually, it didn't make me, because like I said, I've been tracing my family tree before, and I've helped a couple of people work on their family tree before that. So this is before the DNA test.
Oh, okay.
But I'd taken the DNA test, and it was a shock, because I didn't know much about my father's side of the family anyway, but I didn't recognize any of the names, right?
Wow.
And so that was the 23andMe.
Okay.
My wife and daughter got that for me for my birthday, because I was into tracing the roots and stuff.
Right.
And that's
Sounds like the worst birthday gift ever.
It's
mean this is not your father.
yeah. You are not the what I don't understand. But here's what I don't understand is that you have to pay 23andMe and Ancestry like $50, $60, $80, depending on what level you do. Then it takes them like 6 weeks, right? Maury Povich could do that stuff in 15 minutes, right? Why in the world did we just not? I don't know. But it took a lot more. But it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I was interested in the stuff anyway, and then I found that. And then 23andMe has like a lot of links to help you get through finding out information that you weren't expecting on your DNA stuff,
Yeah.
which was... that's so obviously you can't hide stuff anymore now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
Dad won't do it because he's like they'll take me to jail or something.
And
because the government has access to it, maybe.
well, right.
I was like, Dad,
That has they found one of those serial killers out in California just a year or two ago. One of the from the DNA. Yeah.
No, it is useful. Like the DNA itself is pretty useful. Oh, they found him because of the ancestry thing?
yeah, I've heard of stories like that. So.
Oh, wow.
Because of one of those.
Okay.
See, the person doesn't even. There are a few shows out there now about the stuff, long lost family. Finding people that like your parents who gave you up for adoption, or finding your kids you gave up for adoption. So there are a lot of shows out there that have, that use the DNA stuff and all that, which is kind of cool. But you don't actually have, like, when I help these people find their parents probably didn't take the DNA test, right? But
Not at that time. Yeah.
right. But some of their other relatives did, whether it was their niece or nephew or grandchild, right? Then you figure out, especially 23andMe, they put the 20 most closely related people that are in the database on your tree. And so they put it at levels where it should be. So that's how you can figure out,
I have that.
well, this is my grandfather over here. And so this, it's a blank, but that's where my grandfather should be. And so this is his grandson. So that means that's my first cousin, and then you can figure out from there who his dad was. And then that type of thing. So it's like that. So the people, your dad doesn't even have to do the DNA.
I did it.
If you did, they you still find him. So you just doomed your dad to prison. Way to go. The only hope is that he's not your real dad.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Yeah. So he's probably going to be mad that your mom was screwing around on him, but happy at the same time.
So that's crazy to me. I always want to ask people who were adopted, because most of them want to find their biological parents.
Yeah.
And see, I mean, maybe it's just my personality, but if it was me, I mean, screw you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I would not care.
Yeah.
But I
guess it's curiosity of like, why did they do that?
Right. So, but a lot of times, like in the show Long Lost Family, a lot of times the kid was 15 or 16 years old and pregnant,
Sure, and then
they can't.
I'm not saying I'm judging. It's
right. But so it's not a matter, and some of them were forced to at that point, since they weren't adults, forced to give them up. So
yeah, I can see that. Sure.
Yeah, and then the last one was one of those really switched at birth. The last episode of that series was a switched at birth kind of thing. And she couldn't figure out why she didn't look like the rest of the family, and found out
by accident at the hospital.
They switched them.
And the lady was, I think, in her 50s. Yeah, so
that just makes you not want to trust doctors and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like they're humans; they make mistakes.
Right.
It makes me be not so trusting. Like,
yeah.
So
I mean, my first kid was born in a regular hospital, but my second one was born in a
irregular hospital.
He was born in a hippie. I call it a hippie house. It was like
how much was that?
Probably not the same, I guess. I mean, you had to pay out of pocket. The insurance doesn't cover.
What is it? How much is it?
I can't remember now.
30,000 or something?
No. Well, it was like 10? Maybe 10, like roughly 10.
10,000 to give birth. But that's if you're married, right?
Oh, that's
no. It has nothing to do with that. No, it has not. Just he was not born in a hospital. It was like out of the system.
Right. So if you want to do it like that, you got to pay for a doula.
Doula, yeah, the midwife. That's right. So I remember midwife, yeah. But anyway, my ex didn't like the experience in the hospital, right? Because you are very bed bound. They don't let you walk around, even whatever. You have to stay in bed.
It's not natural. They say you're just on all fours
or five, whatever.
Your back.
Birth is something else. I mean, it's cool. I've seen both of them.
I've seen it come right out of the vagina.
In Brazil?
No, my cousin.
Well,
she was 16, and I just saw it come out, and they pushed on her stomach and like a waterfall of blood.
Yeah.
I recorded the whole thing.
Yeah, don't show it to me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I think I was 18.
How did they put up the kid for adoption?
No, she's still here.
All right.
Well, no future shows for her, right?
She's come to the shows.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, really?
No.
Nice.
When
pregnant?
I allow her in.
Oh, at the Justice? Oh, okay.
I allow her in, yeah.
My daughter's 20. She's wanting to go to a show. She can't go to the Comedy Zone for the shows. Yeah. 21. No?
Oh, well, my cousin who's 16 went there too, actually. My first time at Comedy
Don't say that.
She was pregnant. So
yeah.
Like it's like the baby inside you counts. Cause
yeah, you get to add 5 years.
I did sneak. Right. One time I saw it into the Florida Theater comedy show. It was hilarious. Because I told him to act older.
I've been told to act older too. Even now, I mean, recently.
You
So
act older?
no, I need to
But you didn't act older?
yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, kind of act your age. That's it.
I can't.
No,
I
like
tried.
Patrick. Yeah, I like all your feedback that you give on Saturdays, and
Yeah.
very helpful.
I enjoy that too.
What Saturdays?
Oh,
Can't
there we
say,
go.
yeah. Oops.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all the comedians who are comedians who matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there the past couple of weeks. You were not.
I wasn't there last week. No.
Yeah.
No, we were busy.
No, you
You
were
were there
there.
the week before, though.
Yeah, I was there the week before. I try to be there as often as possible, but we had to pick our.
It was just me and you, actually, for a long time. Me, you, and Spike.
Yeah.
Remember? It
Oh,
was like
yeah.
November, December. It was literally just me, you, and Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I never got the invite for the Friday lunch.
Imagine that.
But I was there with y'all every damn Saturday. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to go to lunch with you guys.
That's true. You probably don't.
There's probably a bunch of guys talking about,
No, we're past that. We're beyond that.
Yeah.
Although,
No, I'm not.
oh, right. Oh gosh, it can be fun.
Yeah.
But Spike, so the story that Spike tells, you got to hear that.
No, like we're gonna have,
we can't.
we're gonna have Spike on here.
Yeah. We can't talk about it now because he's still working on that. But it's hilarious. It has to do with
Just the story itself.
Yeah.
About comedians.
No, it's about his past.
Like that's the cool thing about older people. Like they have something that they are carrying around their whole life.
Ah.
Like Patrick was adopted or something.
Or something like that. Yeah,
I mean, it's not adoption, but
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, I look just like my dad, so there's no.
No.
Really?
I know.
I'll tell you what's funny about that is I have a cousin who took the test hoping that she wasn't related to her dad. She's,
Oh
we,
wow.
we can hope.
I think my daughter is gonna do that. She's like, there is no way.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, it's sad, but you are.
One of the reasons I did that, my daughter is so smart, and people would meet me and think, is she really yours? That type of thing. And they say, have you done the DNA test? Is she adopted? What, so I did that just to set a foundation. And so now she can take the test too and just verify.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope. I hope.
Imagine it runs in the family.
Yeah. She's pretty funny though too. Yeah. She's a
When
trip.
is she gonna come on a Saturday?
She can't.
She's busy. Gosh. And she's still in college.
Oh yeah, 20, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
20. So, yeah.
But it's good to know that you can. I didn't know that you cannot go into the comedy zone.
Well, obviously you can.
You gotta be pregnant.
You didn't know that you weren't supposed to get into the comedy zone. It says 21, but
16. She came in, and you know my dirty stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was.
But she was pregnant, so we kind of,
Yeah.
So she probably knows a lot of the dirty
Not
stuff.
more.
Too. At least parts,
Oh yeah, she. Yeah.
She knows how it works
Oh,
anyway.
she knows all about it.
Yeah. I didn't at 16.
Late bloomer.
with the flow from Brazil over here.
Yeah. I do like, what we were talking about, the feedback and stuff on the workshops on Saturday. I really enjoy that. Out of being in the business, I guess, if you want, that's one of my favorite parts is helping people out, trying to come up with tags or a new perspective. And sometimes I blurt them out and think, I should have kept that one.
No, well, if you ever feel like that with me, just tell me. Because I do write down a lot of stuff, and I watch it. I've been bad about watching it after, but if you got something,
Yeah.
and just flow.
I mean, I don't know how much of your material can Patrick keep.
Right. So,
Yeah, you don't even do.
yes.
You're not
You
even.
got
Yeah.
all the dirty good tags for me, but you don't even do
Yeah.
the dirty.
Do you remember the Brazilian one when you were talking about the Brazilian
I remember
waxes
when-
and stuff?
Huh?
The Brazilian wax and stuff, and I said your landscaper's Brazilian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keeps ripping out the bush in the front.
And you also said, Get out of that hole. Remember the dog? My dog's name is Dick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get out of that hole, Dick. You're all muddy.
The hole in the back, yeah. That one.
Wait,
Yeah, I
but
have
don't know
some.
what was the part you said about you said the bush? Oh, get in the bushes. Get out of the bushes. Something.
Something like I said your landscaper is Brazilian. He keeps ripping out the bush in the front at the front entry. Because you were talking about Brazilian waxes at the time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Thank you. I need to go back and watch some of those video recordings that I haven't done.
Yeah, that's another thing. Listening to yourself back
Oh my god.
and writing everything down.
It's so hard for me.
You can make it a little more robotic if you just put it up on YouTube and you grab the transcript so you don't hear yourself and you go through the stuff. But it's more time consuming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's an option. Yeah.
So what is your writing technique when you?
What is yours?
I really don't sit down and say I'm going to write, at this time. I'm constantly thinking and coming up with stuff. And so I try to grab my phone.
Oh, okay.
Because I've always got my phone. So I try to do that, but there are still times when I think, oh, I can remember that. And then,
And then
we
you
all
forget.
said,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we all fucking forget.
So my phone is full of notes and stuff. And so I have to go back through and do that and then just develop it from there. But, it's always just looking at things, a different way or think, oh, that'd be funny, somebody says something a certain way and I hear it a different way, something like that. And then I try to, so almost all of my stuff has a bit of truth in it,
Sure.
It starts with that, I don't like just coming up with jokes, sit down and let me write a joke about soda cans or something,
Right.
which is, I don't do that. So the family stuff, the experiences, I try to keep those as real as possible and just try to see those a different way, or just add funny stuff along the way to it. So that's really my process.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you coming up with a lot of good stuff just in the moment, saying it like the improv, and then just you got to write it down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also funny you say that because remember Spike, he thinks half my stuff is fake. And he's well, you didn't see, he's like, did that really happen? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, you don't look very shocked. Like when that guy showed me his asshole and he's like, did you make that up? I'm like, no. I'm just deadpan. And Patrick's like, Flo's just very stoic. I'm like, thank you, Patrick. Spike's like, no way.
And Spike, well, unfortunately, Spike doesn't know what stoic means. So,
he was like, huh?
Yeah. But it's different and people react differently to, the stuff that you say, because you do a lot of dirty stuff, right?
Yeah.
And,
unfortunately.
that's fine. It's just,
fine.
But so I can see that you're not shocked by any of that. So that's, right.
Brain,
Thank you. And you said I'm perfect, and you really guys know how to pump up your guests. I still get the $200, right?
Yes. That's the standard. Everybody wants to be on the podcast from now on.
Yeah. But I like to exaggerate, of course. I would assume
sometimes you have to, yeah.
Well, no, I'll take it and then I will add an exaggerator. I'll come up with something.
And as long as it's funny,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea with that. We were talking about comedy, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's funny.
But, I
give you the name of your podcast.
As long as it's funny?
As long as it's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So our idea was to, how we get together at the piano bar after, we were thinking about having it there. I thought it would be great to have it there with the noise in the background of the people ordering drinks and all that stuff.
We thought about doing it there too. Actually.
Yeah.
But not in the piano bar.
No, in the other room.
Yeah.
Because if we could record on Saturdays too, before the workshop.
Yeah.
We might do that.
Yeah. And that was the plan to do that before. When Fred sold the place, it changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
That was one of the things we were working on, talking with Fred about at that point.
I mean, look, this setup is very simple. I mean, I do have the mixer for the mics, and you can record, you can put it in a laptop and just record it. And these mics don't pick up a lot of the background noise. So you can actually, I mean, you will hear it, like you can just hear yourself. And hopefully I'll still, but, you know.
Yeah. It's a matter of still trying to do family stuff, you know, and then, you know, that's exactly how they get bigger.
Which family, Patrick?
I don't know.
Have you met the new dad?
He's dead.
Oh.
Just kidding. No, no, he really is. The bad part about it is, if I had talked to my mother about the DNA test stuff a little bit earlier, I probably would have got to meet him. So, you know.
Can you meet his family and stuff? Have you met them?
They don't like me.
Damn.
No, just kidding.
They came to the show and they were like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah.
But you look exactly like.
So no, I haven't met any of them yet because I haven't been back there yet in the area or had time to do that. But we correspond a lot, and I've gotten a lot of information, and they're just so welcoming. You know, I mean, it's
crazy.
Yeah. The one cousin, as soon as those results popped up on, I think, I don't remember if I contacted her first or she contacted me, but we were up till 2 a.m. trying to figure out, and then we actually figured out which one was my father of her uncles. You know?
Oh wow, that is
I was like, gosh, that's just so, it's weird, you know.
Sure.
So weird.
Because, I
Did you grow up with your dad?
No, not even the other one. So I had, like I said, I was lucky enough to have 2 deadbeat dads. You know,
There you go.
some people only get one.
I like that. Is that you should add that to your material?
Why do you not watch my show?
Oh, sorry.
These are good jokes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
These are parts of the story. They're not just jokes. It's just my life.
No,
so
right.
that's why we're talking about it, right? But
I
yeah.
haven't seen your stuff in a long time.
You just
You
have
never get up there on Saturdays.
Well, this stuff is all I've been using it. I don't have
Last time it
to.
was November that I saw you perform at my show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, your show
November,
was
September,
canceled,
March,
right?
April,
Like
May.
because you had a show a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
We had one that was canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on the other one. I hosted the other one and got another one coming out next week.
How's that going? You selling tickets?
Yeah, we that one that was canceled. I'm trying to think of what had happened as far as
tickets.
Yeah, it was tickets, but I know usually if I'm on the show and I'm in a good spot and got enough time, I typically have 8 to 12, 15 people, myself. So if I'm promoting the show, we typically have the show,
Yeah.
right?
That's how I had to start off at the Justice Pub. That's how I started off.
Yeah.
As you inviting your own friends and family,
Right.
so I started to cook up.
Well, right. So I've got enough through my networking groups and then Comedy Now and friends and stuff that I just put the event out there, and there are enough people. They're not coming every show, but this person will come this month, and then 6 months later they might. So I typically have enough people. It's not like I'm inviting the same 15 people.
Right.
They're coming every show. I might not see them for a year, so. But
That's nice they come out. To
yeah,
support.
yeah, that is nice. That's because I am nice.
Yeah, glad to
But
do that.
yeah, so now I'm also doing the new show I think I told you about once a month at the American Legion in Middleburg.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's we've done it twice. It's the 4th Saturday, and it's open to the public, and it's free, so a free show. But
A free show?
yeah, it's a free show. They pay us, but it's free for the people attending.
Members?
And non-members. Non-members can go, and it's free too.
Is it clean or dirty?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not clean.
Oh, it's not.
My stuff is dirty. so.
Yeah, Spike closed. He did 50 minutes last week, week before. Yeah, 50.
50?
No, I mean Spike is hours. Yeah,
He
Spike.
did
Yeah.
5-0?
5-0, and it had to. And so obviously, with that much time, if Spike did clean material, he'd have 5 minutes.
Yeah, he could clean some of it up.
He could, no, he has a lot of stuff, but so the first show I had Marcus and Bobby because I wanted just in case I needed to be clean, you know.
Oh, okay.
So they could do clean, I could do clean.
Marcus?
So Marcus Crespo,
Yeah.
Clean?
Oh, yeah, he
yeah.
can do clean. Yeah.
Oh gosh, he does. He can go clean for a long time.
No, he has so much. Marcus has so much material.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
So,
I've seen him do 30, I think.
but
Did you see him in a show?
One time with
Right.
me and him were invited to, what's that guy's name in Mandarin?
Yeah.
Orange Park, maybe? Or Mandarin.
Oh, you're talking about the one Isaiah, yeah.
Oh, Isaiah.
Burns doing the Culture Collective.
Yes.
Culture Collective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only time besides the Loose Work.
That's why you can never judge a comic based on an open mic.
That's the show I was saying at Isaiah's show.
Yeah, but you only saw him one time, and it was not a clean show. Like Marcus can do clean stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's supposed to be adults at the American Legion, and so the last show with Spike, I mean, he, basically, over half his stuff is his normal stuff, which is funny. But they were dying. There was an old man sitting in the front. I thought at times he was falling asleep sometimes and not really getting into this, but his wife was talking over his shoulder to him, and then he would laugh. So I think maybe he wasn't hearing all.
Oh,
But the last one, where Spike picks up his shirt.
Yes.
The guy almost fell out of his chair. He did. He rolled forward, and I thought, oh my God, he's going to fall out of his chair. But the audiences are awesome over there. Great audience.
The American Legion?
Mm-hmm. With Middleburg, yeah.
It's all older people, right?
Yeah, a lot of people my age are close to it, and it's a lot of them older. Yeah, that guy sitting up front was 117.
No.
No, he wasn't.
Hey, what?
Yeah. But it's a great audience, and so hopefully you all get to go there at some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's your show? Like you are?
Yeah. The guy running the facility now is an old networking guy, and he used to come to my shows, and he contacted me to do it. So
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
cool.
Because I know Mike Fried also has a show now, but it's super clean. It's like, I think it's called the Super Clean Show.
it's like clean comedy tour or clean comedy show, something like that.
It cannot be a tour. It's always in Jacksonville.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that name
but
is
they went
whatever.
from Murray Hill to downtown and back to Murray. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are shows that you can get on, and especially if you're a little bit cleaner, you can get on pretty much all the shows, right?
Right. Yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah. Even, the thing is, the one good thing about me is I don't cuss at all.
Yeah.
Right? I just never have, even in the Marine Corps. People
Really?
don't pick up on that.
I'm
but
the
I just-
opposite. I curse all the time, but not on stage. Like on stage, I try to stay away from it.
So that helps as far as the clean stuff goes.
Yeah.
So I only have a few that are really I question whether I should do them on with different people around. But even those can be cleaned up enough. I mean, I never actually come out and say the actual. It's innuendo, typically.
Yeah.
So. But so it's one of those. I try to stay as clean as possible, but in the tags and stuff at the workshop, that's
your second life.
I can't I can't say this, but you can. One of those things. Yeah, you should.
Love that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, that's what makes you a good writer, right? Like you can get into other people's shoes or whatever, and you think, oh, this would work good for you, or good for me.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of styles and
I really enjoyed. One time we had a showcase show, and 5 of the comedians did jokes that I had tags for. They used the tags, and it was. That makes you feel good. It's like a proud papa.
Aw.
That's
I'm glad that you feel good about that, because I'm sure there's some people that are so level of extreme competitiveness that wouldn't want to see someone else do well?
Oh,
No, I don't know. Like majority of the comics, like I love to see my friends succeed. Like that's my and I
Yeah.
That's
do
because you guys are
you know,
good people.
yeah. Well, that's true.
But I don't know, like,
if it's a competition show, you want them to do well, but not quite as well.
yes,
Sure.
yeah, right.
Well, that reminds me. I had a lady that I was talked to professionally through the other business stuff, and she said, "I hear you doing the a show over in Fleming Island." And she said, "Who's going to be with you?" And I told her who it was, and said, "Is he funny?" I said, "Well, yeah, I think so, but it's well." I said, "Like it's like this. You know how you have you have a bride, right? And she's picking her bridesmaids, and these are her best friends, you know,
Yeah.
and she really likes them, and she wants them to, be noticed and look good, but doesn't want them to look quite as good as she does." So they put him in these ugly bridesmaids dress. I said, "So he's my ugly bridesmaid dress, It's funny, just you don't want to. You don't want, as a headliner, you don't want your opener and your feature act to just blow you in, and then you come out like, now what do I do? Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to a Kevin Hart show, and his openers, like the people before him, were hilarious. And then I noticed we were dying, but then his newer material, the people next to me weren't even laughing at his stuff.
Yeah, that's.
But I mean, maybe it's good that, because if you're probably not as funny as you used to be, or it's not as good, you don't want the whole entire show to be shit either.
No.
Talk bad about it.
Right.
You had some good people before you.
And it makes you better, I mean, obviously Kevin Hart's pretty good, so yeah, he could still, I guess, always learn, but it definitely makes you better when the people in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that even the energy thing, that's something that I've learned that I have to reset when somebody's up there in front of me. If I'm following somebody, like if I were to follow Marcus Crespo, which I don't do, because he's typically closing or something.
High energy.
Yeah, like that, just his energy that he gets into, you gotta come back out and say, we're going to slow it down now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, the high school dances. Okay, we're going to slow it down for you.
Slow dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as long as if you address it, it's already funny.
Yeah.
So you start out with a laugh, and then hopefully they're going to laugh at your stuff.
That's how I feel about Mikey B, too. Like when I was hosting and I went up after him, and I was just like, I'm so tired. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah, just watching him, it's crazy.
That's often what I do too. I need a break just after watching that show. Yeah.
But that's good. I mean, that's why I like comedy. We have so many different styles. People are dirty or clean or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I like the shows that are mixed up quite well, that you get
variety.
Right. Because it's funny, especially how we do, in the showcase shows where you stand outside and the audience comes out, and you have different people talk to different one. You were my favorite. You were my favorite. Like those people. Yeah, they're talking to different people.
Yeah.
It's like they pick up on different jokes, and that's a joke they want to talk about. So it's pretty cool, especially if you have a big crowd. You get a lot of that, and it's
And I usually get 2 people out of every crowd. They are like, "You are the funniest," and I'm like, "I need more of you in there."
No shit. And how many people have to be in a crowd for you to get 2?
I don't know. but multiple times, like they usually see me and they walk. I don't do as much dark anymore, but I see people just walk away, like in a circle. Like we line up and we shake hands and they walk on the other side.
Avoid that guy.
Avoid that guy, yeah.
I do this one about my daughter eating a lot, and I can't afford to feed her. I'm a comedian, so I saw a commercial for 22 cents a day you can feed a child in Africa. Do that joke, and I had this lady, a drunk lady, one night. She was there with her boyfriend and his son and his son's buddy, and she came up to me after I got off stage. I was standing back there where we normally stand, and she walked by and she said, she called me called me a couple of bad names because of the joke I did. I said, what are you talking about? I said, my husband was poor when he was younger, so he was hungry a lot. And then you did that joke about kids, you had 22 cents. And
I can't believe you offended somebody, but it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was and then after the show, she needed ice or something, so she was out there and got ice from one of the managers. She walked by, you were hilarious, and she got to me and called me a butthole.
Oh, wow. That is, I mean, that happens to me a lot, but
It's because I was poor. I was hungry as a kid, you know.
She didn't get it.
Yeah.
but no, why do these people go to
It's just weird. Yeah,
No, are you really to get offended? Like, that's stupid.
yeah.
Or hear a joke. It's a joke.
If you can't joke about being poor, like, what are you gonna joke? You know what I mean? Like,
No kid.
like limit.
And it's funny you mention like the styles and stuff because I feel like I don't know if it was the one you were on with me or Spike, but it was probably the very first one, and I had like half my family come, and they are very hard to make laugh.
Oh,
Like, their
okay.
style is not universal. You know, some people are like
oh, yeah.
universal. Like you're kind of universal, like, and you will laugh at, and you can provide jokes that are clean, dirty, whatever. And I just felt bad, because I had a few other comedians go up and I'm looking at my family and no one's laughing. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so hard to please.
Yeah, we ran into that a long time ago where we'd have, where we used to do the scorecards.
Yes,
do the
I remember
scorecards,
that.
right?
I've heard.
Yeah. And so
rough.
a lot of fans of somebody, one person would have their people there. And they would think it's a competition, so they,
Right.
excellent, and everyone else poor, but this person was excellent.
Wow, and that's probably why they did away with it, right?
Oh, that's part of it because
not
it's
fair.
it's weird, to do that. But so we, as hosts, we would try to say, at the beginning, this isn't a competition. If you think everyone's good, you put down everyone's good.
Everybody-
Yeah. If you,
this is not.
yeah.
This is the best. This is.
Yeah.
If you want free tickets, put excellent for Patrick. That's all. Stuff like that. But it was weird that people would do that, and you could see it happening.
Yeah.
Because you could tell which table, because they had the table number on it, so you knew who was at the table. So it's just weird, but
I'm glad they don't do that.
yeah.
I think that's
I mean, honestly, like the best comedian, there is no such thing as a best comedian. It's like,
different style.
yeah.
Right. It's exactly that. It's like the one time in the workshop when we had that where somebody wasn't making you happy about your stuff, and it's saying, it's not funny to me, it's, that's it. It's not funny to you.
Yeah, right.
But this is going to be funny to most people.
Two people.
Or two, two people. Right.
And
so,
they got laughs at prior places and everything.
yeah.
But he just kept going at it again and again. I'm like, all right, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm a father and I have a daughter, and I'm like,
Oh, that,
Was that an audience member or
No, this is the workshop.
yeah.
That,
It was.
I'm a
'cause I
father.
have students who are 8th graders and
Oh,
talk
yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
and they say the dirtiest things. So
Yeah.
it was
No, I believe it.
it was a joke, and it was me. So the joke was based off of the truth, reality,
Right.
and then I added on
Sure.
2 punchlines that were made up. I didn't really say. I even said after I said it, I was like, just kidding, I didn't say that. I'd be fired tomorrow if I said that. I even said that after the line.
Right.
He's like, no, that was my daughter. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
yeah.
Luckily, Patrick, you did have my back, because when he got up there, his shit wasn't funny.
No.
And then you were like, I didn't understand
Yeah.
this part. And I'm like, yes, Patrick.
But that's the thing. It's all subjective,
It's
I mean,
subjective.
I mean, there
Our
are,
comedy is. Yeah.
or like, Peggy Hill, King of the Hill. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
She's got some of my favorite lines are from her, and she said, "Sometimes things that are funny to everybody aren't really funny at all." No, so it's kind of the opposite of that. But so yeah, sometimes things aren't really funny to me. I get where it can be humorous, but I just it's not me. But that doesn't mean that's not funny. If that was the case, I mean, it'd be a very boring world if if all the comedians only did jokes that I found funny. Yeah.
And everybody could technically do them because you have a formula.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
So you
yeah.
can just,
4 jokes. That would be crazy.
No, I mean, I want feedback. You know,
Yeah,
of course, that's why I go. And you know, it's even going up on open mics, you got to swallow that pill. If they didn't get a laugh, okay, you try something new. But I think it's just the way it was said. I'm like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Or you try the same joke that doesn't work 1,000 times.
You know,
It still doesn't work.
I've had that where you do 2 shows in a night with basically the same type of audience. You know, at the Comedy Zone when you do an early and late show, and it had one bomb and one go well, you know?
In the same night.
In the same night, yeah. Well, like I said, with the same type of people coming to the show, it has to do with so many things, energy, you know, pauses and everything.
Right.
But
It's us and them.
it's a lot of.
Yeah.
But one thing I found early on, I don't run things by my wife or daughter anymore, right? Because I would do that, run it by I didn't want to, but they said, oh, just tell us what it is. And then I'd do the joke and they say, no, if you do that, then this, you're going to have to be this, that, and that.
Okay. It's funny because I purposely say that if I'm dating somebody, I test jokes like, hey, what do you think about this? And as soon as they say no,
then
you know
you're
my
going to use
material.
it. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is going to be good.
This is going to be good. And that's what I did. I used it. I used the stuff and it went over well. And so then I told them, that's it. You don't get it anymore. Right? If you want to hear my jokes, you got to come to my show. And that's it. I'm not running things by you anymore.
That's interesting. I like that. I mean, what other factors do you think might play a part in that? Because at least some things I've noticed in the audience, I've even had an audience once at Voussoir, right? Like the whole front row was laughing, but they all had these quiet laughs.
Yeah.
So people in the back, I don't think people realize, and I even said, I'm like, y'all are a great crowd, but you are like quiet laughers or something, or the guy's just like, and like laughing, but I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm counting like laughs per minute, but so that's one thing I was thinking about. But then you said like other factors, like if it's late, they're tired.
Oh yeah. I mean, a late crowd is definitely different than the early crowd.
They're not drinking, they're not crashing.
or they're too drunk or whatever. So they can definitely be, but sometimes, like the zone the late show, the AC and stuff turns off and stuff, so it gets quiet. So it's a different feel in the room as well. But also, if you just, you're doing your joke, how you don't want somebody to say anything or a noise to mess it up. I mean, it can be as simple as a cough or something like that.
Oh,
for the crowd not to hear a word the right way. So, I mean, it can be something as simple as that. I mean, there have been, a glass dropping or somebody up front getting table service, and then they all turn away, and that's the table that was laughing to key everyone keyed off of.
They were getting it, and now they're not even
right.
Anymore.
But so there are a lot of factors like that, but also the energy that you have or the way you feel about the joke. Sometimes you think, I'm not going to do this joke, and say, well, I better do this joke, and I do it. So you're not sold on the joke, and so you're not selling it. If you're not sold on it, you're not selling the joke.
Yep.
They can feel, like the audience can feel if you are in the joke.
Yeah.
This was me Saturday. I don't know if you could tell, but I was totally out of it, tired, exhausted, and I wasn't even delivering. I even messed up my own. I'm just exhausted, like, blah, blah, blah,
I mean, you did pretty good.
I just had a rough week, but yeah, I know for the surface, I did well, and I got laughs, but like, I know myself, and I'm like, normally I am, I don't know, more in, like you said, sell it more.
Yeah.
Just like, extra deadpan.
You were not deadpan Saturday.
You don't think so? For me, I was like my teacher jokes. Like my first set now is teacher stuff, and I just was like blah, 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 like sounding depressed the whole time.
I mean, you did sound depressed, but
normally I'm a little bit more energy in the punchline or something. But and it's funny also. Like I had my cousin come. And, like, of course, they're very hard to make laugh, just in general. Like, anytime people meet, like, I introduce friends, like, they just don't laugh. Yeah. And I'm it's hard to make me laugh, too. My mom doesn't laugh at anything. It's just a humor. And my cousin's like, yeah, maybe you just shouldn't do any material on your family or your mom and just do, like, the new stuff, like Kim Kardashian. I'm like, no.
No.
What would you say to that?
Thanks for
No.
the advice.
Told you about a lot of the family material I have now. Unfortunately, most of it's true, right? That's the unfortunate thing, but it's hilarious. But some of my family would be offended to hear it, especially when I call them by name, right? You're right, exactly. But you have to do it because most of the family is going to laugh at it. There's going to be one or two offended at times.
You're right. Most of them love it.
Because
relate specific.
It's, I heard her say that, or I heard him say that. That type of thing. So, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
And don't take advice from family on jokes.
Who doesn't know anything about comedy? Yeah. I know. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
No.
My wife is intelligent and funny as well, and so sometimes she'll come up with tags.
Ooh,
and so that does help. And one time I was doing Joey's show down at Ronnie's Greencoat, right? And my wife was there and my mother-in-law were there, and so I did a joke and then I did her tag, right? And then I gave her credit for it on stage, right? We got to the car and she said, I noticed you told me a joke and didn't even give me credit. I said, yes, I did, right? Yeah. I gave you credit. She said, what had happened is when I told that joke and did the tag, she turned to her mother and told her mother at this point that was her tag. Yeah. And so they didn't hear that. So I acknowledged her and gave her credit. She said, I know she did that. Didn't give me.
and see, that has to do with all the laughs you're getting. Because I noticed that too Saturday. That pause. I mean, we all know how important a pause is. But sometimes if they're just getting food or talking to somebody, or like they turn in, like there were some people in the front row and they're like, like, should I wait for them?
Right.
They've been laughing the whole night, and I'm like, I'm getting the feedback, and now they're talking, so... Yeah. It's like,
I mean, you have to make a decision on the spot, right? Like, okay, should I... Because especially with my stuff, I do a bunch of one-liners, and, if they miss one word in the joke, it's
too critical.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, that's critical.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm mixing it a lot. Like, I try to mix one-liners and more story stuff.
One-liners are hard.
They all hard in different ways.
For me, the one-liners are just little fill-ins. If I come up with something on it, it's more almost a tag at times. I love one-liner jokes and one-liner comedians.
I am horrible into that.
I love that stuff, but it's just different. I like more of the relating story, family stuff to me in my experiences.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Right.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good one-liners, short.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't know who he is as a person. And I'm the same way. Like, you don't know, like, how much of it is true or based on true, right?
Right. So it's dark.
Right. So you don't know. I mean, obviously, he's joking.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's right. And I like that because everyone has now established most of this stuff is probably not true, but it's freaking hilarious. So it doesn't have to be true. It's just funny.
Yeah. That's the other thing that... I like my jokes being foundations of truth, but it doesn't have to be. I would not do a joke that I came up with just because it wasn't true at all.
Yeah.
I would not do that.
If it's funny, it's funny. But then you hear some of these critics, well, it needs to be truthful. If it's not truthful, then it's not funny. And it's...
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they mean it like it needs to be true.
That's what I've heard some people like. It needs to be truthful. Like, did you make that up? But like we said, if it's freaking funny, it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Yeah.
Who cares what it's just a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
But on the flip side, you don't want them out there telling jokes that might be relatable to them, but just be regular book jokes. We have that issue, with some people doing jokes like, you see it's the setup coming, you know exactly what the punchline is going to be. You put it out there. Well, but that's true because that's part of my family, that happened in my family.
Right.
well, that's true, but the joke you just told was like word for word from the book, I mean, don't like that.
The family lived out on the joke book. Every joke has to have a truth in it. That's good to set up a future comedian. Like you have a kid and you leave every joke in the book. And the kid is becoming a comedian. And it's like, yeah, that was my life, guys. So I saw this chicken cross the road.
So I was cranking the car up to get it going, because,
All right. We ended up talking about comedy for
We talked a lot about comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, were we supposed to?
No,
But there's no format?
No
We
format.
do like to throw in comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in
I love to talk about writing because I'm a writer. Like I don't sit down. Like here is my exercise is that there is a word, just a random word, and I just try to joke about it. But that's an exercise, and very 5% of the time I get something. Ooh, I can put this to my joke as a tag or something.
So you could have twice as much material as we could.
I could.
Well, actually, not you. You speak Portuguese too, so you could have twice as many jokes.
I did try to write in Hungarian, and the funny thing is because our jokes translate, you can translate them, right? It's not a word play, it's not a phrase.
Yeah.
So I was actually able to translate some of the English one to Hungarian, and when I tried to write in Hungarian, I came up with something I translated to English, and it's fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for
All right.
coming, Patrick.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, good energy. Yeah. I'm feeling kind of hyper.
I mean, the funny thing, all three of us are not like, hey.
Yeah, we're all like,
It's funny.
So we're wrapping this up because I really have to take a leak.
me too.
Yes.
I'm going there first.
All right.
No.
Do you have any socials that people can follow you? Social, Instagram, or what is?
Oh, gosh, you know what? I'm there, but I've never. This is the funny thing. Maybe you can help, Flo, because one of my Instagrams or something like that comes to me in Spanish, and I don't want to change it. I'm serious. I'll try to find that.
Yeah, I can try to help.
Or learn Spanish.
Or learn Spanish. Yeah, I could have done it in the length of time it's been like that.
Right. That's too funny.
So, right, I'm on Facebook, and it's, just Patrick Carson Comedy, but the address is Facebook, Patrick Thinks He's Funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
but
I
that's,
find you.
yeah. So there, but the Instagram, I haven't done Instagram or X, Twitter, or whatever. I'm there, but I haven't done anything with them.
Right.
And so I need to do that. The whole idea was I didn't want to miss my daughter's stuff when she was growing up through high school and all that. So she was always busy. So
You had to check.
so what I'm saying is I didn't do a lot of stuff outside of, the area because I didn't want to travel because, she was traveling. And so the idea was when she went to college, I was going to hit it heavy and, and put more time and effort into it. And I haven't done that.
Yeah. I have a van.
I just have to move it down by the river.
Yes. Yeah. You can drive it. It's old, but she's good.
Yeah. So as far as those the social media stuff, it's there, and I'm going to try to get active on it so they can find me on all those places.
Well, I usually put the link into the show notes, so if somebody watches the episode or whatever, they can see your socials in there.
And a reel is almost the same thing as a story.
I have no idea what a reel is.
Same
Flo
thing.
messages me, can you help me with reels? I'm like, I don't know what
It's
that is.
just posting in a different area. I'll show you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do some of those too because I really want to get out there more and do this stuff, but I just haven't done it.
Do it,
Put the
Patrick.
effort. Yes,
Time to grow up.
I will do it. Yes, act your age. I am back to my age.
Yeah.
You want me to act younger doing that social media stuff.
Yeah. You could go to all the cities that or you move from Michigan all the way up, just hitting those cities because Atlanta is huge.
So we lived in Atlanta for a while too. My wife and I met her. She was at Georgia Tech at the time,
okay.
and so then we moved down here. So we could do it.
I have to pee for real though.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
Let's wrap it up. So
Yeah.
I'm on I Am Stand Up and Flow.
Well, funny.
Yay. All right. Let's clap one more
Thank you,
time.
Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick, for coming on.
We're gonna do
One more clap.
Thank you. Just the one clap. Okay.
Yeah. Same thing.
Let's see if it's we were like so in sync before.
Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Yay, we did it.
Pretty good.
Hey,
All right.
if you gotta go bad, go, because I have to go too. I have a small bladder, Patrick.
Yeah, it's, did you hear that? We got the lowdown on the streets where the talk's at. From the hood to Hollywood, we spilling all the tea. Ain't no secret safe, no, we bring the heat. We dropping names and we dishing the dirt. Psst, did you hear that? Spreading rumors like crack, ain't no turning back. We the real OGs taking it to the airwaves. Psst, did you hear that? Getting the scoop, all the celeb facts, you better listen up, cause we run this podcast.